I will present my 10-week assignment. This week, we were supposed to create a web page that basically was going to integrate a request for dates, followed by input of a request, creating the request and placing it on a table. Here's my code. Basically, I I created a body class called container, and I added a couple of breaks in order to get some space. I labeled it requested time off and purpose, like a requested time off for work, align it to the center. Next, I create a couple of divs, which was called card body, and then a row, and then of course column. Very similar to the example that we had. After that, I created the class form group. For that, I labeled it as a start date, and of course, it allows you to input the date. Next on the next div, same thing except end date, and so it would allow you to say from what time to what time you want time off. And then here, basically, this would be your new request, and basically you're inputting basically the request that you want. Finally, the button is what creates the actual request with the time, the end start time and end time, as well as what the request said. Was it for vacation? Was it for a meeting? Here on the table, basically the headers are going to be the request, start date, end date, and then actions. Okay, and the actions basically is to be able to delete a request if you didn't want it anymore. And then here, basically, very similar to the example that we did have, I created an add event listener, and basically this allowed us to create the new date. And then it would basically end up getting the list followed by inserting the row. And then basically every time that you would add the request, it would insert a couple of the rows. So it would add the first, second, and the first, second, and third cell. And that was for like the request followed by the start date, followed by the end date. Then basically what we ended up doing is this is kind of how you are able to go back. It can track where that request is, and if you want to delete it, it would go back to delete that particular row that you wanted to delete. And of course, this is the function of basically for the delete button. So again, it's just the button is called delete, and then it'll delete that particular row. So here, I'll just kind of give a quick example. You can just click, put in a date, and then same thing on this side. And then we'll just call this vacation request, and then you create it. Next, let's say you know that there's a meeting, and so in order to set the meeting, same thing. So we're going to call this one meeting. And then you create it. And so then this just kind of shows that it can be deleted. And so you can still delete anyone. So it, kind of does the purpose or the requested purpose of the group. This is the end of the video.